What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm DarkHour717, and this is where we're going to wrap up the last week's worth of news and information from the Star Citizen universe into one neat, tidy little package. If you enjoy these types of updates, though, do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button, as it really helps me out. Also, remember to stick around till the end of the update to see two ways that you can get entered in to win one of the new releases from the 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So this week, not a lot out of the ordinary has been going on. We had the Atmo Esports Hurston Hurt Locker last Saturday, and of course we did cover the results last week's episode, but you can catch the entire experience from the Amarok's Fang point of view in the video that we released last night, and a link's going to be in the description to check that out. Be aware, though, that the Daymar Rally is not far around the corner, and registration is open now through December 10th at the Atmo Esports website. I'll have a link in the description for anybody that would like to register a team into that amazing event. Make sure to check out Atmo Esports on the 12th of November for the Creator Clash, a fighter flight event. You can see that on their Twitch channel. As for the state of the verse currently, well, we're obviously still playing in patch 3.17.3. With patch 3.17.4 right around the corner, this is what's going to bring us IAE 2952. There was an attempt at a test playthrough this past Wednesday on 3.17.4, though it did fail. It was stated that this week they're going to give it another try at a 3.17.4 build in PTU for testing. Last week, we did discuss a number of things about the IAE, including the mysterious Drake ship landing in the Expo Center, as well as the possibilities with the Red Pisces. Is it a medical variant, or is it just a look at what the best in show paints are going to be? And there's still a lot unknown about what's happening with Jax McCleary. We have less than 2 weeks to go until we find out, and the anticipation is definitely growing. There will be a free fly, of course, and this is scheduled for the time of 18 November through the 30th of November. And as I'm sure there will also be a referral bonus, we still have not heard what it may end up being. 3.17.3, though, is still running fairly smooth, with some new issues popping up in the last week. A number of org members are reporting that their characters are suffering from issues when logging in, finding that it has seemed to glitch to an almost partial character reset, in the fact that it is causing them to recreate their character with each and every login. Along with this, they find that when the bug occurs, inventory is severely broken and claiming any ships as non-functional. With doing everything from exiting and relaunching the game to deleting the user's folder, every login is still setting them back to having to recreate the character. So far, the only workaround that has been found to permanently fix this has been to do an entire character reset via the RSI website. Aside from this new bug, the usual issues we see continue to occur, and these feel as though they are occurring on a lesser frequency. These range from failure in the party tag system, ability to interact with items dropped to the ground, items falling through the ground when placed on the floor, personal inventory failing, causing you to exit the server and launching back in, and of course elevator issues throughout Stanton. And we did finish with the latest round of dynamic events this past week with Ninetales Blockade as well as Jumptown, and many are still hoping for and waiting for Xeno Threat. As it was stated that we would see this during 3.17, but does that mean that it's going to be just before IAE, or is it possible that they may run it during the Expo? This is unknown, though a huge event to show off during the free fly, and one that would generate a lot of excitement for new players. It may also negatively affect new players as well with its complexity. My hopes are that we'll see it before IAE, and this will mean that added stress will not be there during a already stressful free fly event. Early last week, we did see the latest jump point get released, and now it's on a bi-monthly basis. We have seen some possible changes in the back page as well. No longer showing off subscriber gear, it is now showing an ad for those adventurous enough to go explore the Pyro system through a job fair advertisement. This latest edition, though, starting out with a 10-year celebration and recap of the development of Star Citizen, this is followed by a spotlight on the newest buggy, the Grey Cat STV, and a breakdown of its design process and development from start to finish. And I really like some of those wheels that they designed for it that didn't actually make it into and on the STV. After that, we see a brief background on Grey Cat Industrial, followed by the lore article, Jerry, a history half remembered. and is half remembered due to the fact that the Banu do not record or celebrate historical milestones or figures. The story goes into the telling of Jerry, a very well-regarded and important member of the Banu society that was the cause of the first Banu-human interaction. It follows through what led Jerry to the Davian system and the outcome of his interactions with humans, finding that eventually returning to life with the Banu, that he was unknown and just another member of society, even though he helped discover a new race. In time, Jerry makes his way back to the Davian system, where he realizes the high regards that humans hold for him. Integrating himself into the population, Jerry lives out his days as a well-known and respected figure. It is a very short story, but still an interesting one, seeing the cultural differences between the Banu and the humans. I recommend checking this one out if you're a subscriber and receive the Jump Point Digital Magazine. We did see this week that the subscriber perks had made their way into the hangars, and it is a trio of Xeon flight suits. Of course, as a subscriber, depending on the level, you'll have received 1 or 2 of the 3 available suits. These flight suits are equivalent to light armor and are very unique, being Xeon. Available in a gray, gold, or red color, the gray being the third that is available to all subscribers for purchase, have an interesting flared helmet with a mirrored visor. Not too sure if this is one I'll utilize. We'll have to see how it looks with a bear helmet first, as they are not in the game currently, but will make their way in with patch 3.17.4. The Drake Mule is the November ship of the month, which is fitting as Drake is the host of this year's IAE, and the last month's ship, the Hull A, is now available in the subscriber store with an enhanced insurance, taking it to 12 months for $90 US. This past week, the PU monthly report hit the RSI website, as well as the Squadron 42 monthly report releasing via email. The Squadron 42 should be posted on the website this coming Wednesday, though. In the PU monthly report, some highlights are with the animation team reaching the point to where they can start animating the first interactable creatures. The character art team finished up with the new armors for changes to the security post Korea. And in ships, we see that the Argo SRV exterior moves to final art phase, and character feature team has reached a point in which the ability to move all from one inventory location to another is in final internal testing. There is a whole lot more than I can actually cover here in the report, but a large amount of that we did see presented in the episodes of Inside Star Citizen. But the full report is available on the RSI website, and I'll have a link in the description for that. In the Squadron 42 update, highlights consist of work on quadruped animations, new mocap work on more stealth takedown animations, work on utilizing PES for save and load functions, and new mocap being shot for Chapter 11 of Squadron 42. This is also just a small part of the report, and I recommend checking out your emails for the full report, or check it out on Wednesday when it hits the RSI website. So lots of work getting done for both Squadron 42 and the PU. I'm excited to see advancement on the SRV, as it is one of the ships I'll be most excited to see in the verse. After all, something's got to feed my reclaimer. After all of this, though, we got to our standard items of weekly news and info, starting with the lore post on Tuesday, Crossroads. This is the tale of a Tavaran pirate, Kren, shot down in a desolate junkyard by a bounty hunter, and the story of his escape, being followed and hunted by Jorg. The story tells of their interactions and shock of discovering that Jorg is actually a Tavaran as well. A gripping tale that leads the reader to what it is that Kren so valiantly fights to retrieve, and then his interaction as Jorg takes his final breath before regeneration, discovering each other's true motivations. This is a really good tale and recommend reading it. The link's going to be in the description below. There was no roadmap roundup this week, so that brings us to Thursday's Inside Star Citizen, the Cargo Show. They go over some of the cargo refactor and move from a more simpler form to the beginnings of a more in-depth and complex system. With these changes coming in 3.18, this will add to the gameplay in the fact that it will provide for recoverable cargo that can be taken and sold by a teammate or pirate. With the incoming system designed to add realism, if your ship explodes, it will destroy approximately 45 to 55% of the cargo, leaving about half as retrievable. But with a cap of 10% limit being set, as these are individual persistent entities in the game, the cap is for server performance, as each one SCU box will actually break down into multiple smaller boxes to make it available for recovery, meaning a full C2 with the capacity will still provide approximately 400 small boxes to recover. We also get a look at the new Kiosks and Ui, which will give you more in-depth look at your ship and available space as you're loading it. And as stated, 318 is only the first iteration of the cargo refactor, as other items such as manual loading and automatic loading and unloading and missions that will be new to the cargo trade are still in development. Along with the cargo refactor, they have looked into a way to produce the shells of a destroyed ship that you can explore to find more items. This will be a temporary step until physicalized damage is implemented. After the cargo refactor, we learn a bit more about Rastar. This is an internal tool that's going to allow developers to place locations on the surface of moons and planets, as well as the system that is going to be the basis for players to build their own bases. Can anybody say Pioneer? It does allow the building to automatically follow the terrain of the area, and Rastar is a very interesting tool. And if this will be what we eventually use in game, designing and building our own areas and bases, this is going to be a fun experience. And that is about it for this week's news, as there was no Star Citizen Live as it was canceled at the last moment due to Jared being sick, which is very understandable, and we wish Jared well and a quick recovery. What are your thoughts though on this week's news? Leave a comment, let me know, and remember we have 2 giveaways running this month. For the monthly giveaway, just subscribe and leave a comment on any video to be entered. And the second giveaway you can find on the community page. Look for the post showing off our new mascot. Leave a comment with your suggestion of a good name for him, and if yours is chosen, you'll win. Remember though, for both you do need to be subscribed. The winners will be chosen on the 1st of December and will win one of the new ships announced at IAE. Once we see what is announced, we will announce which ship will be the prize, but good luck to everybody. Make sure to also catch the stream here on YouTube every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can also find us streaming on Twitch every Tuesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And if you'd like to help support the channel, check out the merch store. We have all new items with the new logo as well as the new mascot. So check those out. All of that goes right back into our giveaways, or you can always just hit that join button above and get a membership for as little as 99 cents. But I do want to say thank you to everybody for joining me today, and please be safe out there, and we will catch you in the verse.